that kind of cooperate is very welcome by the enforcement officer. So when they go to you, another officer later, if crime happens, you will be able to participate. All right, of course, it is your right to say, I don't remember, I don't care, I don't see because I'm so busy, of course. But sometimes, all right, it is advisable to assist. Who else would be the best to assist in the enforcement to discharge their duty? It's the public themselves. That's the reason why when you are on the street, make friends with them. You never know. In sharing that, you get more information, right? Okay, in being nice, in paying attention in hospital, all right, even though you're a doctor, don't just walk past. All right, sometimes there are old people who are watching the window, all right, wondering. They could be wondering about the health of their uh, relative that is inside, or they could be wondering to figure out how to open up locker of the patient, right? Okay, so there are a lot of people, and in a hospital, I don't know nowadays. When I was taken to the hospital long ago in Malaysia, all right, I am visited by the Jehovah Witnesses. All right. Okay, I'm in the hospital for 29 days. The doctor doesn't know what happened to me. All right. Okay, but never mind about that. I also doesn't want to know what happened to me, but I'm healthy now. None of that element came back. All right. Now, the problem is this, right? The Jehovah Witnesses, when they come in, they will encircle your bed. When they left, your locker is empty, your wallet are gone. But you only notice that later at night. You can't figure out who comes in. You always wanted to suspect the nurse, but all right, that's the last thing you want to do, isn't it? Right? Okay, so you see, sometimes allowing these missionary groups, and nowadays I've seen on a bed of my sick friend, all right, okay, there are people who comes in from the masjid, there are the usra group, all right. I wonder, right? Okay, if they are good, they are good. But then if the nurses are not looking at them, at this patient that they visited, who else would? Another patient? Maybe. All right, another visitor to the other patient? Maybe. But let's pay attention. Right, those were the experience before. Are you experienced the same in hospital? In the office sometime? Long ago, we deter people selling goods in UITM because by the next week, after they have visited us, the computer gone missing, a door got broken, some lecturers' money are stolen. All right, then we know there must be outsiders because the same abandoned goods or property were there, all right, and nobody have taken it. We always suspected people that we don't know. Sometimes we do suspected people that we know. All right, okay, so what do we learn today from this first part in coping with the social perspective in discharging your duty? Right, let's pause a minute and see whether you have any question. Do you have any question to look for? All right, okay, to ask, to participate, all right, and if not, maybe you want to simply just to discharge your knowledge, meaning that next time when you face with the circumstances, situation, bear in mind this class, all right. The idea is so that the public will cooperate with you, all right, but not for you to disclose your disguised if it's legal, official, all right. And then the other one is to understand the nature of the place that you are surveilling, all right, okay, and that is very helpful. So the next step that you do is to prepare a little report, even though it was a scanty one. I'm a person who works with the kapal. Every time when I go down to check on kapal that is colliding, all right, the first thing that I will ask is for the captain scribble notes. Right? The captain scribble notes. If the captain survives, sometimes they just collide, but they don't go aground. Okay? So their notes, the little note that they scribbles, is part of the evidence in the ship, you know. It has to be tendered in order to have the whole process come in. Not surrendering it, that is considered as illegal or part of, right? The duty in order to establish is there negligent or not. Okay, right? Jadi in your job, right? How it doesn't have to be neat. It has to be the original notes that you write in there. In England, right? My experience studying in England with police note, those notes are very vital. They photocopy it, they put it as part of the report, despite the fact that you have to type them nicely later to clarify what is in your notes. So make notes. At the end of this, make notes. In your notes taking, what notes must contain? The notes must contain the market that you are seeing, all right? And then the subject that you are surveilling, and the group, the friend, all right? And the society around, and the friend that you are, all right? Okay, remember the officer that died in Hong Kong, all right? His notebook helped find the culprit, because in a notebook, he writes all the men that he met in Hong Kong, all right? So the next person can then trace back who he have already met and who he have already talked to. So, you know, it's really very important to have that note. So this note, you keep it to you keep a copy in your report, and then you type the report properly. So that's how you save your information. All right. Now, with regards to the social public, now you know who you can be friend to. Now you know next time if you were to go there, these people that you, the society that you have made friends with, all right, they will be the one that welcome you again. All right. Okay. So now you have your kaki there. All right. Okay. Or you have your sub there. All right. The same discharge when you are in hospital, when you are a nurse, especially nowadays when in the nursing, when in the bidan, you want to know who is this dura, all right? Okay, so watching is one thing, and endangering yourself is another. So perhaps it's not just you have to be, unless you are in the enforcement unit. You have learned a tactic a bit. You must inform your boss that there are some from your, watching of the circumstances or surveillance that you were authorized to, all right, you now identify certain things, all right? If you have no chance to meet your boss or the authority higher than you, all right, so how are you going to discharge the information? By writing it in your book or keep it in the file, right? Okay. Boleh berhenti sekejap kat sini? Any questions you want to ask on this first part of mending the broken, mending the bend, the bending relationship between the public and the social, right? What your duty inquire you to, right? Okay, again, if you can see this, that is wonderful. All right. Okay, next time this PowerPoint, I need to look into the wording. Right, objective you is to protect the public from risk and insecurity. Your objective is to secure the public order. Your objective is to have a social order. Your objective is to enforce the law on the public. So you see, you discharging your duty, not in your hands, towards the public. That's right. Your 90% or 70% of your job is focused to the public. So the public is your domain. The public matters to you. Right? Okay. So, right. Any questions here? Tak ada. Okay, kejap. Saya besarkan lagi. Alright. Okay. Discharging your duty. Most law enforcement is conducted by some types of law agency, with the most typical agency fulfilling their role being the police. All right, we have said that social investment is enforcement through such organization can be massive. Social investment. What do you want to invest? That they, all right, know your objective. This is your objective. When you are all right, protecting the public from the risk, right? You go and hunt the dog. You go to hunt the missing animals. The whole chicken fall from the lorry. Right? Who will be going there? To clean the road, to catch the chicken or the pig. All right. Okay, you. But what are you doing? You have to make known, and not the people simply just expect you to do the job, but to cooperate with you in reducing the risk. All right. Gajah is the biggest animals that could threat the public. Right. And you, those people who are involved in the right enforcement body, you are the one that going to go and tame the gajah. All right. Okay. And bring it down. All right. Bring it down out from the farm. But the public has already been angry. Their anger should be channeled to the elephant, not to you. When you are chasing the animals or the pig that run around. It happens in my mom's place at one time. They were shifting the pig, but you don't see it nowadays, isn't it? Right, long ago, they put the pig in the basket, all right, and put it on a small lorry or pickup, and then they go, all right, okay. So it so happened the traffic was bad. Somehow the driver had to brake, and all these pig come rolling down. And then long ago, the basket was made of bamboo. It all cracked open, and they were running around in the town where the istana is. Can you believe it? All right, police came in, the bomber came in, but this pig, they will go honking around everywhere, and banging into paga. Oh, everybody have a massive damage. And my mother had a real beautiful orchid garden. All right, while they were doing that, all right, they stamped on, and some pig are really big. I've never seen pig in my close eyes before. Those were my time. We were put, and then they bang on your grill door because they just want to run away and save themselves from these enforcement people coming in. So at the end of the day, who get blamed? Right? It's not the pig driver or the traffic, but it's the enforcement people who were not able to catch the pig quickly. All right? Isn't that sad? Right. So how do they mend it? All right. Okay. They then come again. The same team came over and tried to do justice to that. Not that they are doing it. It's the pig that did it. But the pig can't build the paga. The pig can't put back all the flowers in the pot. So they all met. Luckily, the town at that time, it's not as big as the town today. All right. So they come in with their tools, bringing in. We can 1 week dia panggil apa? Apa tu? Kerjasama. Apa nama kerjasama in the old time? It's not rela. Rukun tetangga. Right? Okay. They come in and they build back whatever they can, try to be friendly. You see, sometimes it is necessary. The risk is not from you, but your job is to reduce the risk and put back the society in a stable security and not in insecurity. Sometimes for a long time, I remember in this country, we have not done that friendly day between the police or enforcement. Long ago, there will be a day, bomber day. All right. The wife will make some karipa, put it lay down on the table, and people will come in and look into the machine, ask questions, get to know the bachelors and things like that. How long have it not been like this? For a long period of time. Sometimes when the army parading their vehicles, all right, in the museum, they were not there to entertain them. These are just simply the public walking through and reading the wall, all right. But where are the people? In Malaysia, I noticed for a long period of time, maybe because of the politics keep jumping in and out, right? Because a government keep changing, but the enforcement will still have to work, all right? You in fact have a bigger duty to put the public out of risk and not in insecurity, all right? You have to secure the public order, social order. You have to enforce, even worse, right? Okay, so, if it's necessary, one of these days suggest for, and not that we go to the museum, no, right? Okay, to the place where you work. Of course, not all the place that is open to the public, right? I remember the Bomber Day, all right, a lot of children would like that, but they wanted to be told why they shouldn't, all right, break public pipe, because it would help, right, later if it is not broken when there's a fire. Or the public will need to be told that they cannot park their car where the pipe is, right? Because it will block whenever, right, the bomber wants to come in. They can't destroy the meter, all right? They can, all right? They can then, all right? Of course, they don't destroy the vehicles of the police, all right? Okay, so all these other enforcement that is related, they need to be told. How long ago that the public are being told that, all right, this public pipe is really important not to block it. All right, okay, and not to open it when there is no water. UITM do that long ago. Every time there are no water, they go there, somebody will go there, bring whatever that is needed, a hatch open up, and the water will become flowing like crazy, and we all will be coming in with our bucket, or sometimes for me, I just stand there and take a bath and wash my teeth and then go back to my dorm and then change my clothes. All right, because I know they will do it. First time we were worried, we carry bucket. Second and third time, I'm not worried because they will open the pipe once in the early morning and once before Maghrib, right? Then if I want to do anything, I'll wait on that time. Other than that, I'll be all right, right? Okay, so you see, a lot of public do that, especially in a kampung, all right? When you do that, that makes it worse for the problem of pipe, or that makes it better. How long ago have we informed the industry that they shouldn't discharge, right? For these 4 years, I noticed, all right, the industry have taken things for granted. Of course, you can have at the back of your mind that they are funded, they are, they are covered, their action by some authority. But if you get the right information, doing the right surveillance, knowing your right market, of course, it will take time to do the right thing, all right? Then problem can be, all right, stopped, all right? So you see, my second point in this class is this objective. The objective are demanding from you, 70% is coming from the public. Your duties to discharge. So that's the reason why, all right, if 30% complain, the rest 70% will always believes it, all right, because your job is to be dispersed to the 70 so that the 30% will become only 3% reduced in complaining, right? Okay, think about it in a minute. Open up the window, right? That is, you have to have this. So the next point is social investment, right? What is your investment? You were trying to all right, reduce the 30% of those people who are complaining so that you'll be able to discharge your duty to the 70%. And the duty discharge in this nature. All right. Okay. Now this is again what you from the officer will have your perspective. As an enforcement officer, all right, the executive are appointed, the legitimate authority that is from the sector of administrative or management, but from the one that goes to the public, you are seen in their eyes as defender of the peace, and you are also a servant of law, a government servant. All right. Now, having this duty, all right, on a level where, right, you will get an authority from your higher, all right, authority or higher, what you call it, from the higher authority, isn't it? Right, for you then to go on the ground. So where are you? All right, are you here, the enforcement that is going on the field, or are you there, the enforcement that is making authority? But whichever the two, all right, the objective is still the same. The objective is still the same. So how do you receive the mandate? So these two, I'm not sure which one are you. Are you definitely some of you are in the field, some of you are the one that gives authority. All right, whichever it is, your objective is again this. All right. Okay. Expect this aspect from you in discharging your duty. All right. So I'm really lucky to be given an opportunity to come in and try to show to you that a balance is needed. A balance is needed. But when you say, when I say a balance is needed from the perspective of the all right, enforcement officer or enforcement agency towards the public, what kind of the balance? The one that we talked just now was the balance. All right, okay. So, right, briefing in the office is very important. All right, okay. Again, these are some parts that I have looked at. Of course, there are plenty. Pegawai alam sekitar, I visited the office emas in Selangor, Shah Alam if I'm not mistaken. Pegawai kesihatan, I have visited some of the hospital in Kelantan and more in Kuala Lumpur. Maritime, right, definitely I've worked with them. Police, sometimes ago or with apa tu? The Institute Police. Again, I can't remember the place. Apa? Pakai baju bunga-bunga. Apa nama lagu tu? All right. Well, anyway, never mind. Every time I talk about the Institute Police, dekat mana lupa dah. All right. Okay. They long ago they always call us the criminal lecturer to look into it. And nowadays I'm back into the enforcement, so back into my criminal field. All right. Okay. SPRM. This is new. All right. And the immigration. Besides that, there are plenty more. All right. Okay, these are just sample of enforcement, which you know very well. All right. Okay, right. Let's look into the role. Okay, this is the role. This is the objective. This is the role. All right. Okay, you see, these are the nature of your job. When was this? All right. And when was this? Some of the picture definitely this one is in Malaysia. All right. All of these are in Malaysia. All right. Remember the saying that says, all right, the crime has reduced long before COVID. Remember this picture appeared in a newspaper. To me, it means a big deal because a lot of my son is in the enforcement. All right. Okay. Now let's look into what he said. The crime has already reduced. Tapi, all right, perspective of, all right, friendliness of the policing enforcement body in the form of policing, all right, has already also reduced. Meaning that the public now doesn't like you. All right, is that true? How do we mend that one? Remember the situation of the pig that was released in Kampung Taman Istana. All right. Okay. That situation. All right. Sometimes it's not because you discharge your job good, but because they have never seen that uniform before. Some public was not aware that there is an enforcement, macam-macam enforcement. All right. Okay. So you see, sometimes it is necessary to pay attention, especially when the wording comes from the higher authority. Sometimes they can say there is no worry that the doctor are being treated properly, but the doctor are not being treated properly. So if the enforcement like the doctor are not being treated properly, all right, okay, well, how can they treat the public if they have to work in a long hours? Because we are lack in numbers at one time, all right. But now there are more. But when there are more, will there be quality? Have you have they been given an understanding of the function that they are towards the public? Do they know the level of their authority? All right. Okay. So sometimes it happens. All right. So the role again is to do this, just like when you are in your objective. So one of the vital roles that if you notice from this diagram is abiding policy. Abiding policy meaning that the policy comes from the law. So abiding the law, abiding the policy. There are two different. The law sometimes can be very, very big, all right? Very, very wide. But the policy, they focus on certain things. So this policy come to the officer, all right? They then become the mandate of your job that day, all right? Okay, so your role is to abide what is the mandate in that piece of authority that is given to you. Nak buat tu, all right, need a lot of. It's not simply just you walk there and you can do it. You have to have the diligence to do it. All right, okay. Monitoring security, reducing risk. All right, involved in society to control risk and crime. Again, involved in society. Right? How do we get involved with the society? All right, is by knowing the society. So this is the part maybe we can, all right, you can improve and understand that there is this part that needs to be improved. How? By campaigning, by inviting, by having a day. Long ago, all right, my father was in the police, and then when the states of Johor turned into part of Malaysia, all right, he was called to be the one in the bomber, all right. Okay, the first thing is to get the public knows that this is the new bomber unit. Long before it was, all right, he was working with an Englishman. Every leader are English in Johor. All right, now the leader are all Malays. So this is what we do. And at night they would gather and a little talk. All right, should not block this, should not laugh, should not look into when all these people are training. Or long ago when the bomber people are training, they wear shorts. Nowadays they wear trousers. Long ago they wear shorts, but then they have to roll, they have to climb. All right, they become a spectator of the kampung. Everybody will go and sit around and watch them do the training and laugh when they fall or when they fail. All right, so the advice coming in very slowly. All right, that at night when they had a little meet together, a little curry puff. My mom cook curry puff all the time for them, and it's my favorite curry puff. All right, so these people will come in and they will talk quietly to the makcik, to the pakcik, to the oldies, to the ustad, to the just so that next time try not to abandon your house and pay attention to the training. It was a big spectating job to do. All right. Okay, so at the end of the day, all right, things got changed. Today, when you run your training, the bomber do it either in stadium or in places, and bomber places are all closed, isn't it? All right, only the front door where the machine is that you can see it. So you see that you see via further and further relationship. So yet at the end, you demand, there is a demand from the society that to control the risk, they will need the cooperation. All right. So maybe we can adjust something that is missing.